Welcome to Real Estate with Corinne. I'm Corinne Kern, broker with Bighorn Real Estate in Billings, Montana. In today's video, I want to go over my recommendations and some questions that I think you should ask if you're thinking about purchasing either a townhome, patio home, or condo where the Homeowners Association is responsible for the exterior maintenance of the dwelling and has a master insurance policy. While this can be really beneficial and save you the hassle of having to maintain the exterior of a property, there's definitely some things to take into consideration and some questions to be thoughtful of and ask before you complete your purchase. So let's get into it. So my first recommendation is when the title company runs their title search, they are also going to provide any recorded documents with that property. So that is going to include any covenants and restrictions as well as bylaws affiliated with that homeowners association. You'll receive a copy of all of this, and I recommend, as cumbersome as it might feel, to read through all of this. It's really important to understand that if any changes have been made to the covenants and restrictions over the years, that you read those amendments and that you're aware of them. So my next recommendation would be to see if you can get a contact for the Homeowners Association board. Usually the president or one of the board members will be able to answer any questions that you have. And here are some of my recommended questions to ask. So the first question that I would ask is, are there any outstanding insurance claims with the master insurance for the exterior of the dwellings? So if that board member or representative does answer yes to the first question, my next question would be, has the association charged a special assessment fee, or do they plan to charge a special assessment fee in regards to that outstanding claim? Now, the reason for asking that is, although there is a master insurance policy, just like any policy, there's probably going to be a deductible. And not all homeowners associations are going to be in a financial position where they just have money set aside to cover that deductible. So the way that they will cover that is they will charge what's called a special assessment. Now, a special assessment is a one-time assessment fee. It can be a varying amount. It can be anywhere from a couple $100s to a couple $1,000, depending on what the financial responsibility is that the association is needing to cover. And so as a new buyer, you want to make sure that you don't get hit with a special assessment once you're the new owner of that property. And if there's already one in place, that seller pays it off before closing. So not to get too far off subject, but I do think this is an important point to make if you're looking to either purchase a condo, townhome, or patio home, or even if you already do, is to have your insurance that you have for your individual unit, for that to have what they call gap coverage, or coverage to make sure that if you are charged a special assessment by the Homeowners Association, that you can then take that special assessment and make a claim with your individual unit coverage. That just ensures that if you get charged with a high dollar special assessment, that your insurance is going to kick in and cover most of that. So moving on to my next question, I would ask what all is included in the exterior maintenance. Now, sometimes that includes all landscaping where a homeowner doesn't have to worry about doing any sort of weed pulling or mowing or anything of that sort. And sometimes it's a 50-50 split between the association and the homeowner themselves. So getting clarity on that, I think, is really important. Of course, we live in Montana, and another question would be is, what is typical for snow removal? A lot of people think that when an association says that they provide snow removal, that as soon as we have a skip of snow, someone comes out and removes it. Oftentimes that's not the case. Most homeowners associations are going to contract with either a property management company or a landscaping or snow removing contractor. And usually that snow removal contractor or whomever is overseeing the snow removal is going to require a minimum amount of inches for that snow to be removed. Typically we see that at 2 inches. So anything below 2 inches, you're probably going to be responsible for shoveling or removing that yourself. Anything above that, someone will come and remove the snow for you. So my last recommendation of questions that you should ask the HOA board is, are there any discrepancies between what the listing indicates as covered by the Homeowners Association and what they actually cover, or if there are any changes to that? At that time, I would also confirm that the HOA dues listed in the property's listing are in fact what is being charged, and if there are any dues increases that the board knows of. So once you've had those questions answered, I think now is a great opportunity to sit down and really take a look at the overall picture of purchasing this type of property. There are a lot of conveniences to owning a property where the homeowners association is responsible for the majority of the exterior of the property and the grounds itself. But there's a lot of things to consider. And one of the things I always recommend to my clients is for them to consider what they're paying and is it worth the amenities that they're paying for. So I do recommend sitting down, taking a look at what your proposed mortgage payment is going to be along with your taxes. Now, even though there's a master insurance policy on properties where the HOA does the exterior maintenance, you will be required to have individual unit coverage. Now, the cost for those policies are usually quite a bit less than your normal homeowners insurance. So there's definitely going to be a price reduction there in that. And then a lot of homeowners associations also cover certain utilities that are going to be city type utilities. So water, sewer, garbage. So it's nice to take a look at what your actual expenses are going to be, in addition to whatever those monthly HOA fees are going to be, and compare that to if you were to buy a property that didn't have a homeowners association. Are all of the amenities and what you pay for them worth it? And does it make sense for you? So I hope you found this helpful. I personally own a condo. I love having the amenities. I found for myself many of the questions that I have formulated in today's video are questions that I thought of during the process, that I've thought of in helping buyers during the purchasing process. So I come with a wealth of knowledge, both professionally and personally, when owning this type of property. So if you have any questions, you can always leave a comment below. I've also included my contact information in the description box. And if you're new here, feel free to check out my other videos. I post every Tuesday with information about real estate and information about the Billings, Montana real estate market and what it's like to live in Montana. So I hope to see you guys next Tuesday, and thank you for watching.